So I asked my future self how time works. You can read the greatest, the quantum physicists, and they basically say time isn't linear, but we don't know how it works. And I've got a list of quotes that are quite amusing. One said, wish I'd never had anything to do with it, wish I'd never looked into it in the first place. Somebody else said, if you think you understand it, you don't. So nobody really gets time. And so because we see time as linear, the past is behind us, the future is in front of us, and we need a way of coding time in our brain. Otherwise, we wouldn't plan anything. We wouldn't know what we're doing tomorrow or the next day. We need some way of coding time. But logically, you can't see the future. Logically, going by how we've been brought up to view time, you can't see the future. And yet, it's conclusively proven that you can. Just watch the remote viewers. They repeatedly, and I mean, I'm talking about massive accuracy, they can view what's happening in other places. They can mind travel. They can see the past. They can see the future. And it's all the same to them. So I asked my future self, my far distant future self, where I gained such wisdom. They teach me things. My far distant future self thinks I ask dumb questions sometimes, which I'm sure when you're that highly evolved, the questions are dumb. But I asked about time, and they showed me almost like, imagine a strip of a piece of licorice, and they kept bending it. So you can jump from one time to another. Time can be malleable. You can stretch it. You can pull it back in. So imagine if you want to peep in the future, all you do is when you mentally mind travel, just loop your time down to there. And that kind of made a bit of sense to me, because somewhere or other we are jumping. Our minds can jump to other time zones. There's just been so many examples of people precogging the future. One of the earliest studies, well, I know it was a very early study, I think it was 1940s, they studied train crashes. So the amount of people that usually catch that train every day, so on the day the train crashes, just that one train that crashes, 25% less people show up. They took into account things like holiday season, weather, 25, and this happened over and over and over again. Now, when you speak to somebody that have been in that situation, which I have done, what happened that day? What made you not go that day? They can't actually answer. They go, do you know, I just didn't want to go, or I had a feeling not to go. Something in them told them not to. And this is kind of quite primitive, instinctive sense of danger. Then another way it works is you actually send your mind to the future to glimpse what's happening and bring it back to now. And that gives you the edge. If you want the edge in business, you need to see the future. You need to be able to see what you need to see over your rivals, because they won't be looking there. They'll be looking elsewhere, but they won't be looking there. I've done this a lot with successful people, and trust me, they love it.